Hello everybody, Sherman here. Leave a Legacy, episode number 38. Focusing this one on career progression. So there's some of you that like to watch these videos that are they're not entrepreneurs, that work for an organization, maybe on the sales side of things, or just a professional with the aspirations to one day own their own business, but trying to do some research, trying to identify with other business owners and entrepreneurs and figure out, okay, what kind of mentality do I need to have? What kind of success do I need to be able to experience in order to get into the game? And so I understand that that's an area that I want to be able to focus in on, and particularly because I find that a lot of people don't know where they want to go with their career. And the struggle that I see oftentimes for a lot of people is that they got into a career that really was a job, and the job was paying the bills, and maybe they got a little promotion, and so now they're in a career or an industry that they don't necessarily super passionate about, but yet they have the ability to be successful. And what they need to identify for themselves is that they have specific skill sets, specific strengths that they bring to the table that are totally transferable in the marketplace. So first thing is that once you go to college, this is where the rubber hits the road, in that you're accumulating basically different skill sets, different strengths, and at the same time you still have these weaknesses. So throughout your career, you need to find out how can you get rid of some of these weaknesses and continue to develop and be progressive. And what I find that people that have specific aspirations, specific goals that they want to get to, if they see where they are and they see the gaps that are in existence, what they end up doing is they figure out a game plan to be able to slowly overcome these weaknesses and become stronger at their strengths. And typically, the average person that is successful in their career has, over time, built upon those strengths, overcome various weaknesses, and then at the height of their career, where they end up peaking, they've been able to really hone in on those strengths and really mask in some way those weaknesses that might be in existence. So, for example, the first evolution typically in someone's career right out of entry level is they get into a little bit of a managerial process. The struggle that I see with a lot of people that, let's say, they go from just humdrum working for themselves, and next thing you know they're a manager of, let's say, 4 or 6 different people. They never went through any kind of leadership or managerial training, and so they are very inept and very ignorant on the ability to inspire and lead others. And then you look at what is their firm or company even providing for them in regards to that training and development, and usually it's lackluster, or it's kind of self-study, do it on your own, and there's really no checking in. And oftentimes people end up managing or leading the same way that they got it, and typically it's crappy. And so you'll find, I'm always amazed that there's leaders or there's managers out there that call themselves leaders when they use intimidation, they use extremely childlike responses, right? So if, let's say, something doesn't go well, there's a mistake, they lash out like by screaming at another human being, which to me is just absolutely idiotic. What are you, a child? This is not the third grade. Yelling at someone is not the right response, but yet some people, they feel as an adult that's an okay response. To me, that's just childish and absolutely stupid. For me, at this particular stage of my career, I would totally call someone out on the carpet and just say, why are you yelling at me? This is a business issue. Obviously, this is heated. We want to be successful. We want to be profitable. We're on the same team, right? We both get the paychecks for the same company. But your response of yelling at me is totally childlike. Of course, saying that to a manager might get you fired. So again, that's why I work for myself and I don't have to necessarily report to someone. So in that career progression, as you're looking at it from a college perspective, once I have started accumulating different skill sets, right? So if, let's say, I'm an accountant, obviously I've taken my licenses, or not my licensing, my classes in order to get through the accounting process, got my degree, and maybe then I'm going to get a master's in accounting, or I'm getting a CPA, and so I'm slowly progressing to be able to be extremely more effective. And so the accountant that says, hey, I want to go rough it on my own, they don't have to have a CPA, but it sure helps in the marketplace, right? That if you have that CPA, you can hold yourself out as that type of an accountant. Plus, the harsh reality of all of this is that your most successful accountants aren't going to be the brightest, aren't going to know all the different strategies financially. What they are going to have is a lot of passion. They're going to have the ability to connect with people and ultimately ask them questions that gets that person thinking outside of their own realm, and then being able to provide value to those questions that that person has, and have answers to the questions that that business owner or that person might not even know for themselves. So are you at a level in your career where you've accumulated a lot of these different skill sets that you're strong enough to be able to go out into the marketplace and say, hey, this is who I am, and this is what I mean to the marketplace, and I want someone to hire me, or I want to go start it on my own? That's ultimately the question that comes down to you. So I really, if you take the 7 habits of highly effective people and you look at habit number 2, it's begin with an end in mind. So from a career perspective, obviously for a lot of people, it's I want to retire, but so get rid of that though. From a career perspective, where do you want to end up? So for me, I just to use an example, because this is what I know, is that I wanted to be end result of me was dealing with people. I knew that that was the evolution. I wanted to be a leader. I wanted to have the opportunity to be able to be a manager, and we'll get to why that is in a different episode. What I wanted to focus in on for myself then is, what are some different opportunities for me to be able to really hone my skills as a leader, and really leverage my skill set in communicating with people. That's what got me into training in financial services. So I was an advisor for a number of years, and then I got into training, working with a lot of people. The strange thing about it is I started doing that before I was even given the title. I was already working with some of the newer reps or different reps in regards to helping develop their process and help them be successful in the sales organization. And then the title came. And so oftentimes but people think they need the title in order to lead. They need to be able to have that, then they're going to change. The reality is that once you start acting in that realm, those opportunities are going to present itself. And then for me, I totally shifted then. I was in a more analytical business where I was running numbers, which really wasn't my strength. And so I knew I needed to get into a sales organization and really hone and my skill set on presenting and talking to people, and that was one of my strengths that I knew I needed to make even stronger, and I knew it would catapult me into the next realm of where I wanted to go. Each of you need to have a look at that assessment for yourself. Is where do you see yourself? What kind of strengths are you already in possession that you can really use and leverage to catapult you to that next level? All right, question to the community is, what is your strength, and what are you doing to continually add value to that strength and make it even stronger? Have a fantastic day, everybody.